Sit the fuck back. Nah, damn, folks, what the fuck? Niggas all up on the camera though. But what it do, YouTube? We finna react to this Coach Prime press conference. This the only one I could find, so if it's bad audio or something, I'm not bad. But shout out that boy Brian Howe. Fuck with you the long way. That's why I'm fucking with you. You feel me? But let's get to it. The Shador one had bad audio. I don't know if this one will, but Coach Prime, he a little bit louder of a character though, so I expect it to be cool. Shout out Coach Prime, man. Shout out Shador, but shout out them Bucks, man. We ain't even gotta cut it. Let's get to it.
Our football media day. We'll get started with Coach Prime. Opening statement if you have one, and then we'll take some questions.
No opening statements, let's go.
All right, questions.
He said, or open statements. Let's go. I love it.
Coach Prime, opening statement if you have one, and then we'll take some questions.
No opening statements, let's go.
All right, questions.
Thug it.
When do you remember the first time that you thought, hey, I want to coach college football, and then why was that attractive to you?
They gave my boy his hats too. If y'all peeped, he got his hats.
It didn't really work like that. It kind of worked like Coach Ray, who's on the staff right now. He said there was a multitude of inquiries about me coaching college football. Because you got to understand, my kids were, Shador was getting ready to go to college. Charlotte was already in South Carolina. My daughter had 1 more year of high school. And I was just with Chip. And so that's what the plan was until we started getting inquiries. And then I started, prayed about it, and God spoke to me, and I went out and did it at extreme level.
No cap.
Thank you, good question.
Other questions?
Hey, Coach Ryan, going to DMVR.
How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
Excellent.
Who's one player, that doesn't have the fanfare of a Travis or a Shador that is standing out to you right now?
Xavier Weaver, for one.
God, cause we don't really like we all know they say 10 good, but we ain't never seen it, and I like that, cause I'll be seeing 10 be getting his reps in with 12, and that's what I really like to see, cause the more he get reps in with 12 and 12 clamping shit it look like, and so when he get in the game that shit gonna get easier for him, bro, cause this shit crazy. I ain't know 12 was really like that. I thought 12 took a few L's. This nigga look like he don't take L's. But in practice, bro, when you the best player, you really not supposed to take L's. I ain't gonna lie. You really not supposed to take no L's in practice when you the best player, bro.
Let's see who else. You know, it's 100 and some kids in here. Dylan Edwards
Yeah,
is doing a
Dylan.
phenomenal job. Shane Coates, certainly. There's a lot of guys who really giving it their all, man. They really busting their butt and they're doing a great job. And I can't wait till you see them perform with the new guys around them. So, but just off the top of my head, that's the few that stand out. Oh, I'm sorry. Every darn specialist, they're doing a phenomenal job. The kickers, the punters, they're unbelievable. I think we have some of the best in the nation.
W's.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Xavier. I mean, what about him is standing out? And also some of the other wideouts. Obviously, Jimmy coming back, Amarion coming in. What's the excitement about that?
All those guys, they're so versatile, and they can score from anywhere on the field. And that presents a tremendous threat to defensive backs. They can take a quick hitch and go. Xavier can go. All those guys, especially the first group, along with a couple
God, these boys not playing no NFL level fucking corners either, bro. I can't wait to see it, man. I really can't wait. I don't know if I'm Dick Ryan. I don't know what the case may be, but bro, I'm excited, dude. Yeah, I'm fucking excited, man.
others on the second group. Chick, he can go. I mean, coming from Auburn, one of my homeboys from the hometown of Fort Myers, Florida, he can flat out play this game at a high level. So I can't wait to until you get an opportunity to see them work, because they definitely have a quarterback that can get it to them. We just got to protect them.
Hi, Coach Adam Tiger, 24/7 Sports. You guys have put on full pads since the last time we talked to you. I'm curious what you've seen out of the trenches since then.
Let me start with the offense. Offense is doing a phenomenal job. I don't think they're they're doing a phenomenal job, pass blocking as well as run blocking.
And that's the most important thing, bro. If the line ain't gonna block, but these buffs ain't gonna do shit. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm talking, all they need is a little bit of blocking, bro. I feel like, and then the sky's the limit, bro. Cause like he said, you just gotta protect Shedeur. Hey, and them receivers is even better, but fuck Shedeur. Look at the receivers, nigga. Golly, nigga, you get the ball in Travis' hand, Jimmy hand, like, let's be real, Dylan hand, bro. Them niggas got real speed and shit, like real athleticism out there.
What was in my mind, I was just saying.
Javion, Antonio, the big number 4 nigga, that niggas, man.
Killers. You know, I hate using the word kill because you take it, run with it. But they have some guys that can move you off a spot. And we have a plethora, and I say plethora of backs that can get the job done. Any style you want. You want power, you want finesse, you want out of the gate, which is Dylan. You got so many guys that can get it done. I can't wait to
One
see
cut.
attack as well.
I do
The
like
offensive
they
line,
running
they're
back
doing
room.
a
I
job.
love it.
And they're going
Like he said, but they got all running backs. I ain't even got to repeat.
It's some tremendous front. I mean, Shane Coaster started off, comes to practice with his lunch bill every day. You got several guys that we can really rush the passer well, I feel. I think we got a myriad of guys that can, from the inside, from the outside, they can go get their quarterback and also stop the run and disable the run and dismantle the run as well. The offensive defensive lines, they're doing their job, and they're in condition, they're in shape. Defensively, I think we have more depth.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they probably deeper on the D line. That's all it is. They probably deeper.
On the defensive front.
But hey, that's where you really want to be deep. A lot of offensive lines not deep. That's just how it be. Cause like you got your core 5 that you fuck with as a coach, but defensive lines, bro. When if you can have a deep defensive line, you keep your D line fresh. Man, I'm telling you, cause bro, D lineman, we our best plays is when we fresh. Literally, the first quarter, second quarter type shit. That's when we make our plays, or we make them in like fourth quarter when shit get hectic. But when a D lineman is fresh, that nigga's unstoppable. But I'm telling you.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette over here. We've seen you personally working with Cormani McLean at times during flag practice during fall camp. Just curious what your take is on him so far, what you're seeing from him, and what you're expecting from him as you guys.
He's coming slowly but sure. Slowly but sure. He just got to make that adjustment from college to high school, emotionally, mentally, and psychologically, and he's gonna be okay. But
Honestly, when you watch Cormani, it look like it's more mental than like his skills gonna get there. He's not too far behind. He gotta get his footwork right. A little more reps gonna get him there, but it's honestly more mental.
His condition, he's getting in shape. That's number one. And he's got to understand the different levels of his game, and you got to have the light switch on at all times, especially playing against the receivers that we have. You got to understand when he's out there on the 2s or the 3s, he's playing against oftentimes the 1s offensively, because that's the way we practice 2s versus 1s, or 1s versus 2s, and 3s on 3s. So oftentimes he's playing against some of the better guys on opposing squads.
Hey, Coach, Brian Howard from the
What's
Gold
going
Daily
on?
Camera.
Got a little controversy, huh? How does that feel?
It's fine.
Okay. I'm just, you're in my shoes every now and then. I like y'all to be in my shoes.
It's okay.
Like, see how y'all feel. Yeah. Know how I feel every day. Is it pleasant?
What's that?
Is it pleasant?
Not ideal.
Okay.
It's fine.
I welcome it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
There you
God,
go.
take all that shit God give you with a grain of salt. Nigga.
We can see
Hey, we
obviously
gonna be
that your
here
family's
for
very
a
close.
minute,
And,
nigga.
I'm
Your
just curious-
family?
Your family.
Okay.
And so I'm very curious what it means to you to be able to share this experience with your kids. I know your sister's working here as well.
Yeah, I don't know no other way. This is where it's always been. You Jack guys are just getting an opportunity to see it, so I don't know no other way. My family was in Jackson with me. My kids have always been with me, and my kids have been to school with me growing up. So I've always, I don't recall a game except for when I was in the hospital for 4 weeks that anyone else has ever coached Shedeur. The only reason Charlotte had another coach because he went to South Carolina. So that's the way it has always been from youth league, as long as they can remember. boss these little soccer teams all the way up. I've been in their lives. I pride myself on being a real father. And, you know, good son to my mother as well as a good brother to my sister. And her kids as well, Tydeja and TJ.
Hi, Coach.
How you
Yeah,
doing?
hey, I can't wait to see my nigga Lil TJ, man, because he gonna be a buff one. He gonna be sitting in this exact seat one day. I'm already fucking on.
Belated birthday.
Thank you so much.
You talked about last week that the wide receivers room was flying all around.
Yeah.
On the other side of the ball, the secondary, are they meeting your expectations right now? And overall, what do you see from
They're
them?
gonna get there. They're not there right now. They're gonna get there. It's hard to meet my expectations as a cornerbacks. I have tremendous expectations. Someone has to join Travis. That's it. Someone has to join Travis.
Coach Pro.
I don't know they corners, but bro, Cormani, bro, step your game up, bro, because it's a spot for you in this world, in these Buffs defense, but like he said, somebody gotta join Travis, but Cormani, bro, it's a spot for you, my boy. I feel like all the other corners know that it's a spot. Like I feel like the corners know we here to compete. Like Shiloh, he a headache gang ass nigga, but the corners, I feel like they know, bro. Somebody got to join Travis.
I'm Alex Ramirez, Mile Line Sports. Final word. You know, you talk about all these dogs, all these players that are transferring to you. You know,
Yeah.
talk about your coordinators because you can't be
Excuse
everywhere
me?
all the time. Talk about your coordinators that are running when you can't see everything all the time, Coach. Talk
Yes, I
about
can.
your credit.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
You can.
Yeah, you can. But these guys are really good. I've been talking like them since I got here, haven't I? I mean, these guys are really good. They're really successful. They're experienced. But not only that, you got to understand. We got
I
Pat
love
Sherman
Sean
and his
Lewis.
team. And
Fucking love Sean Lewis, bro. What he was doing at Akron, I think that's where he was at, bro. I love it because they was getting good, and for him to come here and be a coordinator and quarterback coach and doing all this shit, I love it, man. I love it. I love that one by Coach Prime. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, so I think the best thing we've put together has been the staff. And these guys are really good from top to bottom. And also the GAs, they're doing a phenomenal job as well. So the coordinators, it speaks volume. Matter of fact, I get to use your statistic, right? With Pat Sherman joining the staff, the collective experience of the 10 full-time assistant coaches and analysts amounts to 294 years of coaching. 93 seasons at the Power 5 level, 6 have college or
293 years of experience. Bro, they coaches, I ain't gonna lie, they got a lot of head coaches in there, too, man. It's crazy. He do got him a staff, boy. And from my football experience, I know you need a fucking coaching staff, nigga.
coaching. 93 seasons at the Power 5 level, 6 have college or pro head, have been in college pro head coaches with 30 years of experience amongst them. 4 have
6 head coaches, that's why.
coached in the NFL for a total of 55 seasons, 88 bowl games, 51 10-win seasons, 40 conference championships, 29 playoff appearances, 6 national championships, 3,295 games coached, and 1,860 wins. I think we got a little experience.
3,200 games, coach, man.
Did a good job with the staff. The staff is really good. I'm proud of it.
Hey Coach, Jake Schwan, it's DNVR.
How you doing?
Doing well, how are you? With Shiloh, just having him back fully healthy this year, but off the field and just mentality-wise,
Yeah.
what does he mean to this team and what does he bring to this team?
Shiloh's a dog, man. Shiloh is a leader of men. Shiloh is not shy in his words. He's practicing his butt off. He's trying to hit everything he see out there. But he's doing his job. I think Shiloh, amongst a couple other DBs, right after they take their lunch in the meeting room, they're watching the film before the coaches even get a hold of it. So by the time the coaches get in, they've already made the adjustments and understand what they did wrong. And they're just taking it serious. They know they only have a couple more years in this thing, a few more years, and they're really taking it serious. They want to be dominant. They don't just want to win. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them, not only as a coach, but as a father. I'm proud of them.
Coach Sean Keeler of the Denver Post. Good morning to you, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Good. Sean Payton's not a fan of a lot of TV cameras around or hard knocks type stuff.
Yeah.
You've made a pretty good brand that way.
Uh,
How do you kind of toe that line? Because there's no right answer there, and you guys are both good at what you do, and
Right.
I can't see what he does doing what you do, and maybe vice versa. If you ever just said, no, we can't shoot that, man, let's not.
Yeah, it's some things that we don't want you guys to know about it and hear about it, see. First and foremost, Sean Payton is a dear friend of mine. He's one of the best coaches I think I've ever coached and walked the sidelines.
Expect big things out them Broncos too, but I ain't gonna hold you. But like Russ, that hurt me to see Russ playing bad last year. I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurt. Cause Russ is my guy, and man, like you feel me?
He's gonna do phenomenal things over there. I can't wait to see him. I haven't seen him. He's been here. I've been here. We haven't seen one another. But he was a blessing to our even high school team when we went down to play Mississippi. We stopped in New Orleans and he hosted us, and it was phenomenal. We actually practiced on the darn field, with him there, and it was quite rewarding. It's no right or wrong. It depends on the personality of the coach. I think Jimmy Johnson probably would welcome it, and Bill Belichick probably would. So it's no right or wrong. It goes with the personality.
And them two are the goats. Like Jimmy Johnson and
the
Belichick.
exposure that they want to receive, and which ultimately helps them getting to the next level and reaching their goals and ambitions. So I'm all for it. That's the only that's what these kids do, man. You can't see them. I don't know if you have kids, but you can't get the cell phone out of their hands. That's really what it is. So I want to accompany that dream by helping the kids reach their goals. So I'm all for it. But there's a lot of things you don't see that we don't want you to see.
Hey Coach, Jack Carlo, good, how are you?
Say that again.
Jack Carlo with the
No, that's what you
Buffalo
said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just curious, obviously the roster is totally different from
Yes.
spring, but which position groups would you say have taken kind of the biggest leap from spring ball to now?
Every position group has taken leaps and bounds. The kickers probably remain to be the same. We may have one or two additions, long snappers or whatever, backup punters or whatever, but that's pretty consistent. But every position has really been enhanced. I feel like we've gotten better, tremendous, all over the board.
Hey Coach, Akram, Associated Press, sorry, over here.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hey,
Thanks for taking
sir.
the time. Obviously you had major roster turnover from spring game till now. I guess, was it harder implementing what you wanted to implement back in December and January, or we get the team up to speed right now?
Yeah, it was tremendously tough. Because you had some young men that just didn't want to play the game. They didn't love football. It's hard for me to be effective if you don't love it, if you don't like it, if you don't want to live it. That's tough.
And I was experiencing that shit in high school, not loving it no more, bro. And it wasn't even that I didn't love it no more. I was just in a bad program, so it wasn't fun no more, bro. It wasn't the same football that I fell in love with. But in the game, it was, because you couldn't take shit away from me when it was game time. Literally, you couldn't take shit away from me, nigga, when it was game time, nigga. Nigga was that guy, but
Tremendously tough when you're looking at a body of just dead eyes. That's tough on any coach, not just me. I'm pretty sure a multitude of coaches have experienced that until they can clean house and get the roster they want. And it was tremendously challenging day by day. I'm happy with what I see every morning now. I really am.
Kyle Wonder with ESPN. Could you kind of describe what your ideal culture would be and where you?
I don't know what that word means. Everybody always say that word, but that has no finite definition. What does that definition of culture mean?
Yeah, just kind of the environment that you create to get the most out of your players on a day in, day out
I
basis.
think we're doing a pretty good job of that.
So I guess where are you at in terms of where you
That, it's not to me to define the culture. It's for you guys. This is what you guys do. I know who we are. I know who we are. Why we are.
No, I'm trying to learn from you.
I don't know. I'm not welcoming to the word culture. That's all I heard when I was at Jackson. Culture. Now culture. What the heck does that mean? What does that really mean?
Or is it there's like a negative connotation with
No,
it?
not negative. I just don't know what it means.
God, it's one of them words where it's like, what is culture really? Yeah, for real, cause like you refer to some people like that's just their culture, but like what the fuck that mean? You know what I'm saying? Fuck that mean, nigga. Like, bro, you should know that it ain't your culture, nigga.
Yeah, I guess it's just creating an environment on a day-in, day-out basis to
I be talking to people at work, and then like somebody do something, and they be like, "Why they do that?" And I tell them, but it's probably just their culture, bro. Fuck that mean, nigga.
your football team, like what little things you have to do every day to kind of maximize your
Well, I
potential.
think you gotta have unity whatsoever. You gotta have good players. You don't have good players and that can't play the game. You don't have good coaches that can't coach the game. I don't know what kind of culture you're gonna create. So we're trying to create a winning atmosphere. I don't know about the word culture. We're trying to win.
I think the atmosphere is probably a good word for what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, we're trying to win, man. I don't care about culture. I don't care. I don't even care if they like each other, man. I want to win. I've been on some teams where a quarterback didn't like the receiver, but they darn sure made harmony when the ball was snapped. And we're not like that. Trust me, these kids, they're very fond of one another. You see the cafeteria is not, I reiterate, it's not just a white table, black table, Hispanic or Asian table. I mean, all these kids are eating together and they're having a good time. So only you guys have the foolishness with getting along and coming in and when you get a new job, now you gotta go find out new friends and you're reluctant to do that because you said you're older and ways. Kids are kids, man. I said the last time, you drop a kid off at a new school, he has a new friend in a day or so. Kids do that. So these kids have they don't care about that foolishness, man. They're fond of one another and they're working together handsomely. I know it's a huge role.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I seen a lot of football in my life, bro. And looking at these teams through they fucking videos, bro, I ain't gonna lie. These boys, I ain't post that Will-Off video yesterday, huh? I didn't. I feel like I reacted to it too. I ain't posted though. But these boys definitely is together, bro. I done been on some teams where you could just tell niggas it's not even together, bro. But these boys ride for each other. You could tell these boys are family. I ain't gonna lie. These boys know what this man got planned for him and what he want to do with this program, and this life.
Overhaul, but it had to be done.
They believe him. You could tell they believe him. They believe this boy. They trust this man for real.
Go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Jason Jones from Buffs Beat.
How you doing?
Just curious, earlier this week, Coach Hart mentioned that he'll slide guys up and down the depth chart just to test their mental. Is that something that's program-wide, or is that position group?
It's program-wide. It's program-wide. I think a lot of teams do that. A lot of coaches do that.
Coaching. That's a coaching thing. Coaches will not start you one day, but they ain't never did that to me though, nigga. Nah, but coaches do that. They especially in the skill groups. It might not happen with the linemen because it's just that's linemen, but in the skill groups, they definitely start different players and shit. And it's not even to see how you act. It's just different looks, bro. With skilled players, bro, you might need a different player for a different team, bro. It's just how it is.
You want people to get too comfortable. You don't want that. You don't want anybody putting the kickstand down and sitting in the rocking chair just rocking steady. You want to always have a little fire lit up on you. So that's what Coach Hart is speaking of. Matter of fact, we've been coaching together for about 20 years, so I pretty much know him like a book. Yeah, youth football, if you guys doing your homework. We've been coaching youth football together for a long time.
Okay.
Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera. Coach, obviously you're set with Shedeur and at quarterback, but behind him, how has the competition?
You can't say it like that. Obviously you're set with Shedeur. Who do you want me to play?
No, I mean, behind him, and
it's pretty good. You can't present the thing like that. Obviously you're set. You know how that sounds.
What did he say? I couldn't really hear what he said. See, the audio so
I pretty much know him like a book. Yeah, youth football, if you guys doing your homework. We've been coaching youth football together for a long time.
Okay.
Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera. Coach, obviously you're set with Shedeur and at quarterback.
You're settling? Yeah, you can't say it like that. Nigga ain't settling for Shedeur.
Behind him, how has the competition?
You can't say it like that. Obviously you're set with Shedeur. Who do you want me to play?
No, I mean, behind him, and
it's pretty good. You can't present the thing like that. Obviously you're set. You know how that sounds.
Oh God.
That didn't sound good.
You did anoint him the
No, you gotta package that thing a little different. You know, it's like I'm playing favorites because he's my son. You know, I'm the same guy who benched my son in the championship game being 5 minutes late in Charlotte. So it's not like we're set with Shedeur. I think he's earned the right to be the guy behind the center.
Fair enough.
That's why I'm set with it.
Fair enough. The question though is about the guys behind him.
Yeah.
Wanted to ask about that kind of, has anyone kind of emerged as that number 2 guy yet or something?
I don't know if they've emerged. I mean, they're doing well, but we're still unsatisfied. It's tough to satisfy us. That's our whole staff. So we don't want to miss a beat when if by God, please don't let it happen.
For quarterbacks to transfer in here is you gotta love them quarterbacks, bro. For them to know they're not gonna automatically start, literally they know they're not gonna start. And for them to just say I want to go to Colorado, you gotta love that shit right there, boy.
If something happens with Shedeur, I don't think he's ever missed a game with me. So I missed a game, but he had never missed a game, and since he's been a shorty, since he's been 7 years old. So we got to find that guy that we can trust, and he's in house. We just got to develop him.
All right, 2 more go, Matt.
Coach, can you take us through the game day operations a little bit as far as headsets, who you went up in the booth, who's calling the plays, that type of stuff?
That's a lot, man. I can't remember everybody. There's a lot of people.
Maybe just the big ones, maybe the key points.
Both coordinators be on the field. Both analysts, although they can't make contact with the players, they'll be on the field. Although they can, both coordinators be on the field. Both analysts, although they can't make contact with the players, they'll be on the field. And Coach Sherman and Coach DT. OB will be upstairs for sure. No, OB will be down. I'm sorry. OB will be downstairs. Gunner will be upstairs. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. I'm just sitting there thinking about offense and defense. But both our coordinators, that's what you need to know mostly. They'll be on the field. I like them to feel the guys. I like them to touch the guys. I know Coach Flea will be down as well. Coach Brett, he'll be up on the offense as well. Defensively, Sal will be up for sure. Coach Hart will be down. Coach Mathis will be up. Coach Nick will be down. That's probably the main staff of the defense, and then the GAs will be where they need to be. We've already sorted that out. We'll probably work not this weekend, next weekend, maybe on the game field to kind of get the headsets going so the guys can get a feel for one another. But we already have that structure to know who's going to be where. Great question, though. Great football question.
I like it. Like it sounds like a lot of the energy coaches on the floor, how it should be, and a lot of the brains, like Coach Brett. I forgot what he said. He got a PhD in routes or some shit, in route run or some shit like that. But the brain coaches on the floor. He said he like his coordinators to be down there so they feel the game. I like that one. Cause you up there, you just watching film really. But yeah, I love it. Fucking love it.
How you doing?
Get out of here.
Doing good. Colorado has always been a really good finance in the past. How do you see that position shaking out this year between all the guys that you?
Well, we wanted to shake up a little bit. It's not shaking out right now. We wanted to shake up a little bit. Although the guys are doing a serviceable job, I don't want serviceable. I want playmakers. So they're doing the best they can right now. We sustained a couple injuries.
Nigga really got hair on his chin.
A couple guys.
I didn't need that, bro. When I went to college, I ain't had this shit.
But
when I went to college, I did not have this shit on my head, bro. None of this shit. Literally none of this shit. All I had was a mustache, nigga. And I remember I had a clean shave, but my shit was bald. Literally, nigga, my shit was bald. But I look good. I ain't gonna lie, I was looking good.
We have some guys.
Maybe we want to get that shit back.
And they're very serviceable, but
clean shave at the time.
Great question.
All right, any other questions for Coach? One more over here.
Where are my guys at with Neely? Where you guys at? You guys are doing a heck of a job, man.
Thanks, Coach.
Keep the fire up on this, but I watch you guys, so you know you guys are doing a heck of a job. Keep up the good work. And I suppose I'll have you guys come and watch practice with Neely one day, matter of fact.
Yeah, shout out them boys, DNVR Sports. Them boys, I love that shit. That shit nice.
And I suppose I'll have you guys come and watch practice with Neely one day, matter of fact. Because he asked me, but I couldn't do it day one. Okay, so I got you.
Appreciate you,
I
Coach.
got you covered. Anybody else?
Yes, Coach. Jimmy St-Cross, 247 Sports.
247, how you doing?
All right, good. A few months ago, you were at letter grading practices.
Excuse me?
A few months ago in the spring, y'all were letter grading practices. How would you letter grade camp so far?
Camp is going good. I'm happy. I'm happy with that, guys. We're not satisfied tremendously because that's who we are. Oh, hi, Shador. What's going on, buddy? So, yeah, nothing much. So, the guys they're doing really well. You know, I like conditioning. I like guys flying around, getting to the ball because that's how I was taught back in the day by Mickey Andrews, Coach Bowden. So we're demanding that. I think the defense ran a little bit after practice today for like there are a couple plays here and there. But other than that, the guys are doing well. The receivers are really getting in sync with Shador because he demands a lot. He's a different guy when he steps on the grass, and he demands a heck of a lot. So they got to get on the same page as he's on. And other than that, we're doing well. We got to tighten up special teams for sure. Special teams go in and lose a game for you, and we don't take it for granted. I played on special teams. Our special team coach, Trevor, played on special teams since I made it to the NFL. So we take that tremendously serious, and we don't take that as a break. You guys get an opportunity to go to the bathroom. Special teams mean a lot to us.
All right.
Shout out that boy Coach Prime, man. We're not gonna make the outro long. Shout out y'all boys if y'all watched it with me. Sorry for the audio. That's just how the audio came. But W's, man. W Colorado, W shits, man.